and Fez show. Thanks for being with us on a Wednesday.
Fezzy, I made a terrible mistake today. I enjoyed a nice frozen coffee, one of those, you're at the bookstore, you want to have a frozen coffee like the rest of the suburban people. And I am jacked up like I did bumps today, like I did a flat line and then suddenly went to work on it.
That happens every time you have coffee.
My blood has gotten so pure now, I'm going to have to start doing some things to act like a man again. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
This is cool because I could see Sid getting a punch in the stomach tonight.
I just don't want to, I don't want to become that guy who just starts screaming because, a fly got into the studio and I line up the interns and just start screaming at them. I don't want to turn into Tommy Bateman. That's not me. I don't want to go through life as the put-down artist.
He's an angry little man. Ignore him, Ronnie.
I can't. He's gotten under my skin.
The Vote for Change tour is going to go across the nation to the swing states during the election. This is Bruce Springsteen, along with acts like REM and also the Dixie Chicks, John Mellencamp, James Taylor, Dave Matthews.
All right, what are they trying to do, Fezzy? What's the Vote for Change?
Yeah, it is to make sure John Kerry gets elected. It's very blunt. It's not even, hey, rock the vote, get out here and register.
So basically it's Kerry performers, and they're putting on free shows?
You know what? I don't know if it's free or not.
Why don't they do this? Why don't they get Dennis Miller out there for the Republicans? He has become the Republican comedian and has actually been opening at a lot for George W. And then I hear that he and his wife are hanging around with W and his wife.
So this is the guests they're getting at the White House.
I think it's a great move for Miller. It's you opening for the president, and then you tour with that?
Yeah, and then basically the only other person I can think of that you could have is maybe Toby Keith. Because you don't see a lot of artists on the other side.
Toby Keith don't belong here, babe. Smint up, stats up, babe. That's it, babe. Have you checked out his CNBC show yet?
I saw one episode where he had Bobby the Brain Heenan on.
It's kind of funny because he does not attempt to go full political. It'll be like political for a while. He's taking shots at the Democrats, and then he's doing a cooking segment. And I'm like, you could do this, Dennis, if you would focus. Stop trying to also keep a foot in show business. Become Bill O'Reilly.
It's like he's trying to become Fred McMurray or something. With cooking and interviews and laughs and all that?
I'm missing it. Fred McMurray?
I don't know, like he's trying to become some Family Guy instead of on the edge guy.
Well, he's on the edge.
Some mainstream guy.
No, he's on the edge, but at the same time, I think he still wants to become Regis as well. I completely missed the Fred McMurray reference. I'm going political comic. What was happening
That's
there?
How far back I had to go for a really stupid reference.
Oh, it worked. Bateman's laughing in the other room.
The woman who accused Kobe Bryant of rape will have to discuss with prosecutors whether she's going to go ahead with the criminal case because of the fears of the release of court documents about her sex life.
She's a whore. She's a tramp.
Is this fair? This thing has turned completely around.
All right, I mean, I'm sure that it's not fair if you're on her side. But if you're on Kobe's side, obviously you want to get that information out there.
And this has gone completely opposite of what the rape shield law in Colorado is supposed to do.
So what did they do? Did they beat the rape shield law? How were they able to get around it?
Somehow they were able with the, with the lab results, and wondering if there was another guy, they were able to get her sexual history as part of this. Not to mention the fact the stuff's been released by accident 3 times.
All right, here's an interesting thing that you brought up because, and this is pretty offensive, particularly if you're a person who isn't constantly thinking that all women are whores. Like a lot of guys, they do this to ball players all the time. And I always go, when? I never hear about it. I never hear of, Shaq never had it happen. There's a lot of ball players touring around. A lot of them are known as womanizers, and they don't get accused of rape. But here's one that kind of is a guy that America has now loved to hate, Scott Peterson. This gets brought up in his trial. 3 weeks after his wife was missing, he ordered porn.
And canceled the Playboy channel to get the more hardcore stuff off the satellite.
Do you think, there's 2 ways. I mean, number one, you think that should come in?
No, I don't understand where it comes in at all.
Do you find this a little odd, though? Your wife is missing. You don't know where she is. She's pregnant. She's only gone for 3 weeks. At the time that you should be most frantic, you're looking for girl-on-girl action on TV. I mean, I can't imagine that that's where your head would be at.
And with this, they also questioned the pictures that he gave out to the police to search for Lacey.
Yeah.
One where she was in a bikini and another one where she's partying instead of, like, regular pictures.
Right, but, I mean, here, to get back to the porn thing, is that an odd thing to do, you think? Does it make them look a little guilty?
Yeah, it makes it look suspicious.
Yeah.
Like all
right, what if you saw the guy coming out, though, like 3 weeks after his wife was missing, and he was in the bar drunk? You know what I mean? Like, maybe is it just stress release? Are we such a Puritan society? I don't know where I even fall in this, because I just saw it today. But, of course, nobody is up in arms like they are over the woman thing, because people in this country have already decided that this guy killed his wife. We're not waiting for the trial. We all know it. He's guilty, and now he's watching porn.
Well, it almost seems like it gets into a point of no matter what he did in those weeks afterwards, it's going to look suspicious. What are you doing going out to dinner when you could be looking for your wife?
Yeah, but that is kind of true as well. I mean, if you really thought it was your wife was missing, you would think, I'm so freaked out, I can't believe this, I'm not going to be ordering porn and going out to dinner. It's just a really odd thing. At the same time, it's just interesting to me where some of our prejudice get in. Where are we on the rest of our celebrity trials right now, Fezzy?
Well, right now, Lindy England, she had her first court-martial hearing yesterday, the first day of it, where they're going to see if she actually goes to trial. And she is huge pregnant underneath her fatigue.
That's so cute.
The belly is like 20 times bigger than the head at this point.
Maybe that baby belongs to one of the Iraqi prisoners. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
That ain't gonna be a U.S. citizen. So now they're saying that all kinds of stuff that, first of all, they said that taking the pictures, she told everyone it was just for fun. So that's trying to counter the argument that she was ordered to be in these pictures.
Right.
And do the big thumbs up. Now they're saying all this stuff of, like, she kept sneaking into the prison and to be with this one guy, Charles Grainer, who's also charged.
Yeah.
And that they couldn't keep her out of the prison. And she wasn't supposed to be in that area. And they were, like, confining her to barracks, and she kept sneaking out.
Yeah, but she didn't do 200 of these guys. Somehow, the point always was is that there was an atmosphere of this. I don't understand how she became the mastermind of this. And again, where has the media gone? Are they curious about that story at all? Was it going all the way up to Rumsfeld? Just like everything else, it seems like they're a dog that takes their mouth off the ball.
I'm surprised any of this has gone this far because of the memos that have surfaced so far. With Rumsfeld saying, you know, some torture's all right. The memo that went to President Bush saying, hey, these are terrorists, not prisoners of war. You can do whatever you want to with them. I mean, the path. Oh, and that Karpinski, that general, she was there in the middle of this when they were actually torturing the people or humiliating them.
It's a cluster F, yet all we're able to do is bring down Pinhead, pregnant Pinhead, which you know this baby of hers is going to have a head so small, she'll be able to have it down her pant leg during this trial. You're going to have to watch her like a hawk.
She's not going to know she had this baby.
Yes, it's going to be like dropping a snake.
And then she's faced 38 years.
Let Dubs laugh. It's going to be like dropping a snake. There you go. It's funny.
Disney World.
38 years she's facing?
Yeah, 38 years and a dishonorable discharge. That seems like to be the least of her worry.
Right. Give me... you know, you can keep it, but 38 years, by the time she gets out, her kid's going to be middle-aged. There you are, Mother. Congratulations, I'm glad you're out.
That little snakehead's going to be peeking over the wall to see her. Disney World's Tigger made his first court appearance.
Hey.
White people are so scared of black people.
I said Tigger, with a T. He made his first court appearance, accused of molesting a 13-year-old girl. He said that the costume is so bulky he couldn't tell where his gloves were. The prosecutor made the statement, this defendant knew where his paws were at all times.
Well, if you were in a stuffed animal suit, right, could you honestly feel anything through there?
I don't think you could feel anything, and with that giant head, I doubt if you could see what you were even going for.
Right. Now, was this the guy that was caught on videotape?
Yeah, I think at least photographs anyway.
Yeah. It would be interesting to me. The way to do it is to make everybody in the jury get into that, have kids come running up to them and see if you could possibly know what's going on around you. I've never had one on, but I never thought, to me it looks like you're, in a giant costume. I can't imagine that you'd be able to think of anything other than trying to breathe.
Yeah, I was in a manatee suit one time, and you just don't know what you're doing. You can barely even walk.
Fezzy, they said you were in a manatee suit. That was your tuxedo for prom.
What?
All right, so
I thought it was the mascot.
You dressed up as a giant manatee for some reason, right?
Yes.
That's odd. And were you able to touch children through it?
No, and I
tried.
Further
questions. No further questions. You may step down now.
And I
sit down, sir.
A recent broadcast on Cuban TV of Michael Moore's Fahrenheit 9/11 may have ruined the film's Oscar eligibility. It can't be shown on TV until 9 months after the theatrical release. That's the Academy Award rules.
All right, Fezzy, this is a...
Spy report.
Because this report has just come out. Now they're taking it back because apparently this thing was bootlegged down there. That the production company was not part of it, that they're in the business of selling this. Somebody down there gets a hold of a bootleg, and they just put it on primetime television. I mean, it's bad enough that they're selling these tapes in Chinatown. But why not? If I was them, I'd start doing it with everything. Suddenly I'd have the Manchurian Candidate on next week.
I think that's their biggest show, bootleg theater in Cuba. That's what they should. That's good. That gets their big Nielsen ratings there.
I'm going to tell you right now, though, I know that Michael Moore would like to win another Oscar. This is not a walk in the park anymore. There are so many documentaries coming out that I don't think he's going to have the easy skate that he had last time.
Yeah, this will be like the first time, like in the documentary category, I've probably seen all the nominees, or at least even heard of them.
And now when I'm at a theater and there's a documentary like on the previews, I'm like, oh, we got to go see that. Instead of like, how did this get on a preview?
Now the documentary Outfoxed, that's going to be start being shown in theaters on Friday.
Outfoxed?
Outfoxed. Yeah, that's the documentary about the Fox News Network and how they go about deciding what exactly goes on the air, what bias criteria there is.
So there's a shocker for you, Fez. It's not fair and balanced. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm so disappointed.
Not since the McDonald's Made Me Fat documentary.
Thank you. A lot of, they're saying that these, like they tried to accuse Michael Moore of already coming in there with an agenda. Please, these are the easiest things in the world. The easiest things in the world to figure out on your own.
I got a documentary I'm shooting called Fire Burns, and I'm just going to give examples of that.
I'd like to see it come out, Fez.
Now they got another one I hadn't heard about this called Bush's Brain. That's all about Karl Rove, the alleged campaign genius.
Oh, Karl Rove, yeah. So this is all going to be about him. I think, wasn't this a book that was like a bio of Karl Rove?
Yeah, and now it's they're going to add video to it.
Nice. There we go. All these things are coming out every week. There's a new documentary now. For years, you couldn't release a documentary in this country or a religious movie. And next year, it'll be all religious films and documentaries because the people in Hollywood just copy.
Both Bill Cowher and Bill Parcells got knocked to the ground yesterday during respective practice drills with their teams.
Punched?
No, one was someone stepped out of the way in Pittsburgh, and Cowher took the hit. And then Parcells got knocked down during the practice as well. Just from being out there running play.
Too close. Yeah, I'm sure this happens all the time.
Cowher was stepping in to play quarterback, running the play, and he ended up actually taking the sack.
That's what killed Tom Landry. So you got to be very, very careful. Tom Landry was actually killed at a practice.
Bill Parcells, that makes me a little happy hearing about him taking a sack.
You don't like Bill Parcells?
I do not care for Bill Parcells whatsoever.
The Big Tuna?
The Big Tuna, can't stand him.
He's a genius, Fezzy. He's a genius. Wherever he goes, they get winners.
But now I wonder, too old to be getting knocked to the ground. I start to wonder about that.
Start to worry about him?
Yeah.
Don't want another Landry on our hands?
Exactly.
Bill Parcells made a big move today. Got rid of Quincy Carter and the #1 QB now for the Dallas Cowboys, 17-year veteran Vinny Testaverde.
I can't believe this. Vinny Testaverde rising to the top again, this time in Dallas.
Did you see him play at all with the Jets last year? He was absolutely terrible. He couldn't drop back, couldn't take a hit, couldn't complete a pass. This is great news if you're playing the Cowboys this year.
Yeah, that first game last year when it was the Skins against the Jets, and Vinny just trying to run to the sidelines, but he looked like that old man Tim Conway character on the Carol Burnett show.
He looked like he had his feet in water. Now, Quincy Carter, of course, not really good at passing the drug test, Fezzi. Even though he tried rehab, he just hasn't been able to make it all the way. And I'm sure that's got a lot to do with why the Cowboys dropped him.
Yeah, I think he'll probably end up somewhere as a backup or something like that. But
well, he's got to get clean first. I'm sure that you just can't suddenly, grab the guy if he had just failed the test.
But it'll be nice seeing Vinny Testaverde throwing to Keyshawn again. Just the whole old Jets gang back together.
Yeah, because that was so successful in its day.
That's going to really frustrate Keyshawn. After 17 seasons, Mr. Raider Tim Brown told teammates he won't be playing for Oakland this season.
I am the luckiest man alive.
So he wants to keep playing. He just doesn't want to play for Oakland.
Yeah, well, 17 seasons. How many Super Bowls rings you got, Timmy?
None.
Thank you. No further questions. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. We did nothing but win Super Bowls until Timmy the Cooler Brown came into our system.
I have a feeling Tim Brown is actually going to switch places with Jerry Rice, and Tim Brown will end up going to the Niners.
All right, there's Fez's radio psychic.
Radio psychic.
He's leaving town, but he'll be able to keep his house and just drive over the bridge.
That seems perfect for him.
Nice for everybody.
The Simple Life 2's finale is tonight, but Fox is already making plans for more adventures with Paris and Nicole.
This time they're going to Hawaii.
That's not going to be very simple. That's just them enjoying themselves now.
Did you see any of the ones this year, Fez?
Nope, and that was a show I was looking forward to. I tried to watch the first episode, never got on the bandwagon.
It's like watching someone's home movies. And every one of these reality shows, no matter how good they do the first year, the second year, they don't seem to get the magazine coverage. They're not on E! Entertainment. It's just like we've already seen your home movies. Why are you still doing this?
I can't imagine what they would even do with Paris and Nicole for a third season unless they have them try to, like, hitchhike across Europe or something.
What good is it? They go to Wikiwachi. I mean, I'm like, what does this got to do with anything? It's stupid. It doesn't make sense at all. She's already rich. Both of them are rich. Why are you still on television trying to make this happen? I don't know how the ratings are doing it, but I got to tell you, it wasn't there for me at all this year, and I caught them all.
Now, on Big Brother last night, Jace comes off the eviction block, the nomination block, and Marvin ends up on there with Scott.
Who's going to go, Fezzi? What's your radio psychic?
Radio psychic.
It's going to be Marvin because that Diane is the stupidest person in the world.
In the whole world?
I think in the whole wide world.
Crazy Jen on line 9. She'd like to talk to you.
Big old retard.
I know you are, honey.
I'm a dumb Southern Jersey.
There you go, Fezzi. It's not Diane. It's Crazy Jen Watley, who, by the way, looks like she will be getting this reality show. Her new agent, Julie Fulman, is working on it. I believe Crazy Jen should call Julie at home tonight and get a hold of her and try to work out the details.
Yeah, just to make sure that everyone's on the same page with that one.
Julie left a message that said that, so that's great for all of us. I don't know, Fezzi. I watched some of the feeds today. I don't know which one of them's leaving as of right now. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I'll never say it on the air, but I don't know which one of them's going.
With Big Brother, I never cheer for the guys or the people that are real egotistical, and I'm going to win this game like Allison last year, Jace this year. I never cheer for them, and then the other people are so damn stupid when they have a chance to get rid of them that I can't stand it, and I have to end up cheering for the bad guys.
To me, I would never vote off the people that make the show kind of interesting. If I was the producers, I'd try to keep Jason and Scott there to the end, and then maybe have Will vote. But if you get the guys out that have any personality at all in the first 3 weeks, why sit there and watch the show?
They never even have to worry about that because no one ever puts a strategy to use. I don't know whether it's just being in that house 24 hours a day, you don't think?
Says your radio psychic.
Radio psychic.
Makes me feel like Scott is jinxed. You just haven't been on with the radio psychics lately.
It'll be Marvin this week.
Okay, there you have it.
People.com is reporting that Erica from The Apprentice is going to be Tony Danza's sidekick on his new talk show this fall.
Now, which one was Erica?
Erica was the little girl. She went out early, and she was the one who was accused of calling Omarosa a racial slur on the bus.
White people are so scared of black people.
Oh, she was the sexy little girl who went, "Please, Mr. Trump, no." When she was being fired,
Right.
and a nation grabbed itself.
So now she's going to be sitting next to Tony Danza.
This is going to be the best show ever.
This is going to be such a disaster.
What's her name?
Erica.
Erica. Why don't they just call her Angela? So he'll feel comfortable with her.
Angela.
All right, hold on. Fez is going to do his Tony Danza impression. Ready?
Angela, Sam doesn't want to go to college.
That's your Mikey D impression. Now do Tony Danza.
That was my Tony Danza.
Out of everybody out there, this is who they get. They're going to be a sidekick, not a female comic, not some broadcaster that could move the show along. Somebody who tried out for The Apprentice. We've gone nuts. Hollywood has gone out of their mind. Bat-ass insane, Fezzy. Bat-ass insane.
It makes no sense because, I mean, she had a marketing background going into The Apprentice.
What market was she working at?
I think it was Giant. I'm not sure. But the fact that Tony Danza needs a sidekick now, and this is just being announced weeks before the show goes on the air,
Yeah.
I have the feeling the test runs aren't going so well.
I can't wait to see it. I'll watch it the first day and then move on. What happened to your girl that you love so much, Fez? The lesbian girl in the morning.
You know what? It's been rerun.
What's her name?
Ellen.
Ellen has been off the air all summer.
I wonder if she's sick or something because she has just been gone. And, you know, I quit watching it because I've seen all those shows.
Has anybody brought it up? Like, is she just going to have a show where you get to take the summers off?
Maybe that's her deal. But, no, I haven't heard anyone say anything about why Ellen's missing.
Yeah, I've never heard it brought up either. And I thought she was doing real well. I thought the show was doing good. So, but I have no idea why she should miss the summer. Who does that show? Is it CBS?
I think she's NBC.
All right, NBC. Bateman, when you're done making fun of Fez, why don't you call NBC on the West Coast and find out what the hell's going on with this show? Because maybe you're right. Maybe she died a couple months ago.
This is like the first couple of weeks of her show when all of a sudden her DJ disappeared, and we never heard word one about that.
You know a little more about it than I do, Fez. I didn't know she was missing a DJ.
He was just gone. Replaced like that, and they act like the new guy had been there all along. Matt LeBlanc told Ladies Home Journal that he doesn't intend on changing his friend's Joey character at all on his new show, Joey.
Well, why bother changing when it's only going to be 3 weeks anyway? Why not just go, hey, I know how to do Joey, there I go.
Isn't that kind of a good idea since it is a spin-off and you're supposed to be playing Joey?
I know you, Fez. Every time you move, you try to come in with new attitude where you're always going, oh, by the way, when I get to this town, I'll let on I'm a surfer.
He actually said, he goes, being on the set was weird. I kept expecting Chandler to come through the door and do a scene. So now I'm wondering if he even knows that Chandler's not a real person, that that's a character.
Yeah, he has no idea. He doesn't know. That's his deal, Fez.
Moby wants to start marketing the drinks that he sells at his East Village Cafe. The different teas and juices are called teenies.
Yeah, that's what guys want to do, Moby, get teeny. That's the angle. Moby, to me, he is just a thinner version of Bobo. I don't get the Moby look. I don't know why you're a rock star and you act like you're going to night school. I don't understand Moby at all.
I don't understand why he thinks people are going to want to be like Moby and drink a teeny tea.
Get teeny, like Moby. Oh, Lordy, troubles with God. Oh, Lordy. Hi, I'm Moby. By the way, I don't eat cheese or meat.
So Nelly has pimp juice, and Iced Tea has liquid ice, and the tough name that Moby comes up with are teeny teas.
Teeny teas. When you're in a teeny mood.
I bet there's not enough to fill a cavity. You're probably getting it in a really thin vial. And it's just enough to even maybe taste it or smell it.
That's plenty to fill up Moby. Moby, to me, looks like, instead of selling a tea, he should be marketing an IV. Because he looks like he's in the last days. Somebody should put a spike in his arm and go, let's keep him alive until his sister gets here. He has that look like maybe they're just waiting for somebody to get off a plane to say goodbye to him.
Yeah, it's very weird that would be the face you want to put with some all-natural juices.
Oh, Lordy, my troubles with God. You know, I saw this Moby special on TV. He's not the singer, and he's not playing instruments. Why is this thing called Moby? He's just walking around, clapping his hands while other people are singing and playing instruments. And I'm like, Moby, your tambourine playing, I'm sure it's helpful. But why is the band named after you?
I have a feeling he owns all the equipment. And that's just about it. So he gets to put his name on it.
Moby, Teeny Tees with Moby. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a few moments. You're listening to the Ron and Fez Show.